Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, it's been a while, but yes, I must apologize that I've not kept up with the postings, but we're back and we're back for good. Happy New Year, guys! Happy New Year, and I hope it's been a very wonderful year for you. Before we go further, remember to click the subscribe button and share with your friends and like this video if you enjoy it. Remember to also, as usual, forward to your friends. So yes, back to the business of the day. Last year we did a recap on the 5 frequently asked questions for ospap, and earlier this year we've done a live event. I went on live on Instagram and very few people attended, but I did a recap as well and I put it on YouTube, which I believe some of you have watched. Today, I'm emphasizing more on the essence of that live video that we had, and that is the new structure to the registration assessment that the gphc released earlier this year. So they've sent a letter to all of us, they've explained it, they've also done like a PowerPoint presentation, which I'm going to be taking us through this evening on the new changes. Hi guys, so this is the presentation slide that the gphc has put together. There's actually a 42-page document to explain the changes, like I said, but this is like a summary. So for things like this, when I'm trying to explain it to you. So basically, it's from the General Pharmaceutical Council, and the title is Reforms to Initial Education and Training of Pharmacists. So as explained, there are changes coming up. So these are like notes for the presentation. The overview is that the new standards for initial education and training of pharmacists have been published, introducing important changes to ensure pharmacists are equipped for future roles. The implementation of the standards will transform education and training of pharmacists so they are able to play a much larger role in providing clinical care to patients and the public from the first day of their register, including by prescribing medicines. Changes will be gradually made to the MPharm degree and the foundation year to implement these reforms. Key changes. The new standards will introduce a number of important changes to make sure pharmacists are equipped for their future roles, introducing a new set of learning outcomes that will cover the full 5 years of education and training, which can link to the continued development after registration. There is emphasis on the application of science in clinical practice, including a greater focus on the key skills needed for current and future roles, including professional judgment, management of risk, diagnostics, and consultation skills. Having a greater emphasis on equality, diversity, and inclusion to combat discrimination and deal with health inequalities. I still don't understand this line, honestly. Yeah, the fourth slide, which is, I think, the last slide. The key changes to the foundation training year is making the 5th year of initial education and training a foundation year with strengthened supervision, support, and collaborative working between higher education institutions, statutory education bodies, and employers. That is, the pre-registration year is now substituted for a foundation year, which is going to be more intense and detailed, making you be a better pharmacist, unlike when you come out and you're still clueless on what you're going to do. Like, for example, many of us would have to still be under big multiples where they have to retrain us. So there's this multiple that actually does the foundation year for you. After you're done, they enroll you for a 1 year foundation year, just to better equip you for the course. So now everything is incorporated in this 1 year, and then you come out a better pharmacist. Trainees will receive enhanced support in the foundation training year with statutory education bodies, employers, and higher education institutions working together in new ways with a clear set of accountabilities, including systems of quality management and quality control. Independent prescribing, slide 5. The standards incorporate the aim that future pharmacists receiving their education and training under the new standards will be independent prescribers at the point of registration. The next steps. What are the next steps to take? The GPAT are developing an implementation plan setting out how and when each of the changes will be introduced. The advisory group of stakeholders, we are which advised the GPHC Council on the final standards, will continue to work with the GPHC to facilitate and oversee the implementation of the standards. The GPHC will keep you updated on the implementation plan develops, including what the changes mean for everyone. And I will be here to update you as the GPHC updates me. I hope this help, guys. Yeah, so right, guys, that was it about the slide. So in summary, what are we saying? No more pre-registration year. It's now going to be called foundation year. What are the key things and what are the importance of this change? First of all, they are incorporating new skill sets that is going to make you automatically become a prescriber at the end of the 5 years training. So usually if people go to school year, they do 4 years, and then they do 1 year pre-registration, which is 5 years training before you then write the exam and then become a pharmacist. So now the 5th year is being replaced by foundation year, which doctors do. Yes, and another thing again is, so now before I was a GPHC that was training, they were the one responsible, and then your supervisor, who must have been at least 2 years post registration, who's going to train you. Now they are collaborating with Health Education England, who are the people that are responsible for training doctors. So now it's going to be the GPHC and Health Education England trying to make us become prescribers. They're going to equip us with the skill sets to be able to diagnose and prescribe. So yes, we're like, let's say, baby doctors. Yeah, the benefits are more. Of course, there are no, I don't think there are any cons to this. The benefits is more because you're still going to get paid for it, and then you're doing more. So before now, where maybe if you're in community all year round, or you're in hospital all year round, and you might just go to a few places, just to get the experience. Now you must have 90 hours of being tutored by an independent prescriber. So that means you're going to have to go to a pharmacy where you've got independent prescriber, or probably go to a GP surgery where you've got independent prescriber. And in the 52 weeks of the pre-registration year, which is now called the foundation year, you're going to have to do at least 90 hours of proper training on this. Yeah, that is good news for us. So for those of us that we've already gone through the training before now, well, what we usually do normally is you have to wait 2 years till you're qualified before you can do the prescribing course. So the good news for you is you're having it all at once. So you're coming out and you're becoming a prescriber. You're like, wow, yes, I am a mini doctor. For us, we have to wait for 2 years to be able to now take the course. We now have to do the course for another 6 months before we can become prescribers. And then, your annotation changes on the register. But that's an added advantage for you. There are a few frequently asked questions on the GPHC website as well. I'm going to be putting up the links for you to go through. There's like a 42-page document to explain all of the changes. I would implore us to read it. It's going to be very good. Like I said before, it's very good when you're coming to this country. Read. It's very good for you. You're going to have to imbibe that attitude of reading. So basically, yeah, there's a 42-page document that you're going to read, and the frequently asked question said, does ospap students have to do the foundation year? So yes, before now the fear was, oh my god, with this new thing, is it that they're stopping ospap or something, because there was something about pharmacy being oversaturated. But the good news is, yes, you can still come here and then you're going to do the foundation year. Will you get paid for it? Yes, before now the rumor was you were going to have to pay for it, which I said in my other video. But from the questions that have been answered on the website, they've said yes, it's just going to be replacing the pre-registration year. And would you be still doing pre-registration afterwards? No. So it is, you do your ospap conversion, you do the foundation year, which is 52 weeks, just like pre-registration year, and then you must be supervised by an independent prescriber for 90 hours, and then you write your exams as normal. But the good thing is you're coming out really rich. It's the way things are turning now. Before you get to a doctor, you would have to go through a pharmacist, so that the doctors don't get overburdened with things that really don't make sense. So for example, things like, skin conditions, cough, cold, headaches, and, you just go to the pharmacy and then you speak to an independent prescriber, basically. For now, we don't have so many independent prescribers, like they're very scarce and everything, and we're not so really recognized. So I remember in school then, one of our lecturers was saying, the only thing is just your name changes to IP. There are no pecs to it. But now they are making adjustments to ensure that, yeah, you are now recognized as a proper prescriber, which I would say is very good. and there are things about, you know, emphasis on equality, diversity, inclusion, and all that. That's not so key on this on this presentation. But yeah, the major thing is they're emphasizing on the clinical aspect of pharmacy, ensuring that you are able to stand on your own after this. So is it going to be rigorous? Yes. Is it going to be stressful? Hopefully not, but the last time I checked, pre-registration, yeah, even without doing all of this, was really, really rigorous. So now that they are trying to make you to come out to do what ordinarily you should do 2 years after qualification, yes, so be ready for it. You need to be a serious student. You need to be dedicated for this, and I assure you that there's so many advantages. I mean, I can't even pick out one disadvantage of it. Your school fees remains the same, I believe, and all that. So yes, I welcome this, and guys, congratulations. So yeah, I promised you I was going to come back with this, and this is what I've done today. Thank you very much for joining me today. Remember to click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you again with more interesting stuff. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.